Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Every year around the holidays, red kettles are on display at various locations around the city as part of the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign. I spoke with Major Bon Jennings about the impact this campaign makes on communities. I'm happy to be joined with Major Bon Jennings with the Lloydminster Salvation Army. Today we're talking about a campaign that the Salvation Army puts on every year across the country, the Red Kettle campaign, which is currently going on now. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me again.
Of course. Now, for anyone who may not know or haven't seen them around, can you tell me what the Red Kettle campaign is?
The Red Kettle campaign, it's our main fundraising for our local funds every year. We do it in the months of late November and December up until Christmas Eve. We raise money by people putting in donations in the Red Kettle, we call it, or we have what is now tip tap machines that people can donate $20, $10, or $5 using their debit or credit cards, whichever they prefer. And it's, like I say, it's our main fundraiser for the year. It's been around a long time, and the funds stay in our local area.
And how many locations are there around Lloyd for the community to donate to?
We have 5 locations: Canadian Tire, Sobeys, Walmart, Superstore, and on Fridays and Saturdays and some other days during the week, there's Co-op as well. And the kettles are there from 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening. We leave the tip tap machines at 2 locations overnight at Canadian Tire and Superstore.
That's great that debit is an option for people. Now, since this is your biggest campaign and this isn't just in Lloyd, it's put on anywhere there is a Salvation Army, how important is this campaign to the organization?
It's very important to us, and we're very appreciative of those who donate to us through the Red Kettle campaign. And we're very appreciative of the store locations that allow us a space in their location, because without that, I'm not quite sure what we would be able to do with fundraising to be able to help people. I mean, my goal this year is through the Kettle campaign is only $62,000. Through our donations, we're open to raise up to make it $200,000 for the year, but that's probably only 1/4 of what we need to function and to operate and to be able to help people here in Lloydminster.
And going over the last couple of years, how have you seen the community outreach within this campaign?
This year, we are doing very well. COVID played havoc with us. Of course, for the previous 2 years, 2019 was a very prosperous year for us here with the Red Kettle campaign. We exceeded our goal, and it was great because the next 2 years, 2020 and 2021, were not great years with regards to fundraising. COVID, with the restrictions and stuff, we couldn't get the people to volunteer to help us on the kettles. This year, we're doing good. We've probably just missed about 20 to 30 hours on the kettle. We're still looking for more volunteers. If there are volunteers out there who want to give of their time, especially next week will be a very good week. The last week before Christmas is always a good week for the Red Kettle campaign. So we're still looking for the volunteers to help us. And again, it's like everything else in this community. The people are amazing with their giving, and they are showing it again through our Red Kettle campaign this year.
And that's awesome that you're able to jump right back into things after the last couple of years. Going off of what you said about volunteering, if anybody does want to help out in any way they can, how can they get involved?
Well, they can call our office There is a number on the kettle stand for people to call if they want to volunteer. We have a sign on the kettles, and it simply says that, do you know that 2 hours of your time could feed a family for a week? Because if we were to look at the average of what we can raise in 2 hours on the kettles, which averages between $150 to $200, so that would give a family a good round of food for a couple of weeks or even a month. So they're able to contact us at our office at 780-875-9166 or email loudminster@salvationarmy.ca.
Awesome. Now, just to reiterate, how long will this campaign be running for?
We do up to Christmas Eve, 2 o'clock on Christmas Eve. We do 4 hours that day at each of our locations, 2 at Co-op, but we do until 2 o'clock Christmas Eve.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Like you said, this is one of your major campaigns, and it's not just here in the border city, it's everywhere, and it's important to the communities that you serve. So thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you luck this year, especially after the last couple of years.
We hope we're doing good. We're over 2/3 of the way to our goal. So if we can go over our goal, it will certainly help with the deficit that we faced last year.
Awesome. Thank you. Jace Mackey caught up with local artist Brandy Hofer to talk about her new book and upcoming event this weekend.
I'm joined today by a local artist who's out with a new book. Brandy Hofer is here with her book, Color Me Happy, out just in time for the holidays. Brandy, tell us a little more about the book.
Yeah, it's been 2 years in the works, and it was way harder than I thought it would be. It took way longer because I actually self-published. So it's quite the process. So that means I wrote it and got an editor, worked with a formatter, designed the cover, like all the little things that you don't think about, because I wanted to have creative control, because it is a book that is straight from the heart, and there are just parts of it that I couldn't let go of or compromise on. So it's actually it's a really special book about it's about that's the hardest question of all. What's your book about? It's right there in the title. See your everyday ordinary as extraordinary. It's motivational, autobiographical. It's pieces of me, but helping people find out who they are and how really to see those ordinary moments add up to a lifetime of love and happiness and a beautiful life. Because I mean, time is always passing, and it's our most precious commodity.
No, that's great. It seems like it's a very motivational read. Now, I also want to pivot to an event that you're hosting this Sunday at Home Hardware. It's to do with the book, but I'll give you a chance to kind of go through what people can expect from that event.
It's going to be really nice and an intimate setting, because it's so beautiful in their Timber Cafe leading up to the holidays. And so it's Sunday the 18th at 1:30. I'll be doing a reading from my book. My son Teddy will be doing some signing, and they're so kind to host me there. It's just means so much. They're great supporters of the community, and so yeah, I'll be reading a few parts, some vulnerable parts, and some funnier parts, which it's kind of a neat story. I had a lady reach out. She's like, I started laughing on the plane by myself. And yeah, they're just really neat parts to the book that you'll laugh out loud, but you'll also cry.
It really seems like this book is a journey for readers.
It's really special. It just, it hits all the feelers. It's family, and it's about how special you are, and how you can bring the best version of yourself to the world, which we're working at and learning every day, and it's just encouraging you to grow into your best self. So I'm very excited and very honored to talk about my book and have such an intimate, beautiful public setting at the Home Hardware Timber Cafe.
No, that's great to hear, and it should be a great event. I know that's a very nice venue at the Cafe at Home Hardware. Now, you mentioned earlier that this book is self-published. How rewarding is it for you to have put all this work into the book, getting it published yourself, and now seeing it actually ready for people to buy?
Yeah, at first it was actually very scary. It's because of all those steps, you're unsure if it's perfect, and it's probably not perfect. Nothing ever is. It's probably 85% perfect. And so it's a lot of letting go. And I thought, I'd be like, whoa, I did it. But really, I was just like, kind of, it took a while to get there, and I'm still getting there. Especially after the scariest part is people actually reading it, and how do they feel, and how does it impact them. And so just with the few people who have sent me feedback so far, it's been really positive, and that's like, even if it helps a few people, that is the most rewarding part of all. So it's quite freeing, and it's a neat process after all of the years of hard work.
Now, this book seems like it would be a great Christmas gift for mom. Where can people get a copy if they're interested in buying one?
So if you have Amazon Prime, you're in it to win it. Of course, I say something weird on the news, but you just go to Amazon and it'll come. It's a great stocking stuffer. And the audiobook comes with a free download code in the book. So you're getting the audiobook and the physical copy. We encourage you to write and doodle in the book. And the coolest part, I have it right here, about it is I got a 13-year-old illustrator to do all the illustrations in the book, because I just think, and I work with youth, I think it's so important to uplift and motivate young people and tell them that they're good enough to be published in a book. And there's really funny parts, clearly. This says, put a little mustard on it. But um, it's yeah, so there's so many beautiful parts, and I can't wait to share more on Sunday. But it's very easy to get your hands on a copy. I have a few copies there, but I encourage you to order several off of Amazon.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Brandy, for taking some time to talk with us. Congratulations on this book, and I look forward to talking with you again in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Welcome back. A local restaurant is taking part in a big campaign that's supporting food banks across Western Canada. It's called the Jolly Beer Month campaign, and there's a fun way to support this cause. Our Shelby Clark has more.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Adam Powell, Vice President for Original Joe's. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Adam.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm very excited to be here, so appreciate the opportunity.
Of course, really happy to be able to have you on here, because the Lloydminster Original Joe's especially is participating in Jolly Beer Month. And this is a campaign that Original Joe's across Western Canada are getting involved in. So can we kind of start off with you explaining what exactly this is all about?
Well, first and foremost, it's an opportunity for us to be able to give back to all of our locations across Western Canada. And with the increased cost of living, specifically in food and grocery, with inflation, there's certainly increased pressures for individuals and families to be able to put food on the table. And what better partners to have than the Food Banks of Canada and the Salvation Army, and specifically in Lloydminster, it's the Salvation Army who delivers food hampers, throughout the holidays and beyond to those in need. So we're very grateful for the opportunity to be involved in the community and try and generate $100,000 across Western Canada, a portion of which will of course come from the Lloydminster community. So what we're actually doing is donating $3 for every serving of Original Joe's Blonde Lager in 18 and 22 ounce sizes to this cause for the entire month of December. And to be a little bit extra festive in that effort, we're making the beers red in the restaurant to hopefully increase the spirit of giving and participation to help us reach the goal through the holidays.
Oh, I think that's an amazing idea. Is this kind of an annual campaign that OJ's has had, or is this kind of starting off a new idea, a new initiative?
This one is our first crack at it. We've had many initiatives over the years, big ones like Meal Share, donating, almost 500,000 meals to communities in need through items on the menu. And this was just a new festive way to make a go of it through the holidays, and really excited about trying to achieve that goal, and confident that we can achieve success and hopefully continue initiatives like this in months and years moving forward.
Yeah, do you know what moment really inspired this idea to be able to have Jolly Beer Month and just being able to, have this through, I guess, the loggers at Original Joe's?
Well, the idea for food banks in general was just, the media participation and communicating the need specifically for food banks. There's been lots of chatter. There was, a pullback, I think, for charities and a lot of organizations when there was so much COVID uncertainty. And now that, we 10 months coming out of COVID, we really want to make efforts to get back, to the DNA that's in our brand, to be in community involvement and giving back. And it was just sitting at home one day and just, watching multiple news articles on the struggle of supply that food banks were having, and, trying to come up with good ideas to help us push that forward. It just seemed like such a natural way. And, the Original Joe's Blonde Lager is one of our highest selling items. So interest of being festive and people celebrating and gathering with family in the holidays, I think it increased participation. And, we look forward to as many people as possible raising red glasses in stores in support of a great cause.
And I know you're saying with festive, like, through the month of December from the 1st to the 31st. So how has that been for support so far that you've been seeing since, the month started?
Well, I've been tracking it pretty closely, and I'm very excited about the results to date. And I think we'll have some very excited news come New Year's Day.
Awesome. Well, that's really great to hear. So for people that are, more interested about this, want to find out some more information, where can they go online, or just being able to find out some more information of how they can get involved in this?
Well, obviously the food bank is, a great option to be supporting in any way possible through food donations and other avenues. But, the biggest piece for this specific initiative for us is just, if you're out enjoying the holidays, we're super excited to be a great option to come in, have a good time, and raise a glass, and know that you're giving back, the whole time. So thank you to you, and thank you for the opportunity to be here, and the community of Lloydminster for their continued support. And a special shout out to Nicole and Morgan and the team at the local OJ. So be sure to drop by and support a great cause. Yeah, feel free to visit our website. We're doing lots of social posts about Jolly beer as well. So, forward and like and tag your friends, invite a friend out for a beer, and be festive and support the cause at the same time.
All right, awesome. I'm sure many people are going to be excited about this campaign, drinking for a good cause. So that's a great idea. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Adam. And I think you'll be seeing lots of strong support. I think you'll make that goal.
Thank you, and happy holidays, everyone.